Hey everyone, it's Southern Bocanto. I wanted to do another review for you today. I just finished the book Credence by Penelope Douglas. I have a lot of thoughts about this book. So, this book is not for the faint of heart. It is very wild and it's really not for everyone. And really check your trigger warnings and all other sort of warnings before diving into this book. It has lots of triggers. It has suicide, loss of parent, drug abuse, attempted rape, incest, and a few other things. I mean, it's all over the place. So the premise of this novel is that Tiernan is the child of celebrities. Her father, I think, was either a director or did something with like films, either directing or producing or things like that. And her mother was an Oscar nominated actress. So she's the child of basically a scion of Hollywood's elite. But unfortunately, the novel begins with her parents doing a double assisted suicide. So it appears that her father had like stage 4 cancer of some sort, and instead of losing her husband, Tiernan's mother decided to also kill herself. So they killed themselves during the middle of the night, and Tiernan wakes up to find both of her parents are deceased. So Tiernan is called randomly that afternoon after finding out about her parents as they died in her home, that her long lost step uncle and his 2 adult sons were sort of left as guardians for her care. And so she's never really met this man before, and she's skeptical, but she just is really disconnected from her life in society, and she doesn't want to have to deal with the death of her parents. She doesn't want to have to face public scrutiny by being the child of celebrities. So she decides to take up her step uncle's offer and go to, I believe it was Colorado, and live with him for the remaining of her like underage months. So at the beginning of the story, she's like 17 3/4. So she has like, I think they said 11 weeks until her 18th birthday. And that should have been a red flag right there about what the premise of this whole story was. It seemed like the plot was just waiting for her to turn 18 so that they could do some crazy stuff. I mean, crazy stuff. So Tiernan does go to the city. It's, the small Colorado town. It's nice. The people are friendly. I don't know if there was supposed to be a Twilight fan fiction, but it reminded me a lot of, I think it was called Forks, the town in Twilight, and just the people are really friendly, but there's like something low-key sinister lurking, even though what was sinister in my eyes is what the whole sort of plot was. So she's living there a few months, and she meets her uncle Jake, who she calls uncle sometimes, and then she just calls him Jake. And then she meets her 2 like step cousins. Now they are not blood related at all as well. She is not blood related to them at all. It was her father's step brother from his stepmother that had this son with another husband. So there's no blood relation between Tiernan and the 3 men. Now the 3 men are father and 2 sons. So yeah, interesting. And basically she's just living her best life, trying to get away from the city and scrutiny of being a child of celebrities, and it just gets a little funky. So she basically starts to get feelings for the uncle and the 2 step cousins, and they also have feelings. Yeah, it's a little, it's chuggy, as people would say. It's chuggy, it's cringy, it's oof. But not to yuck someone's yum, but I don't know. So yeah, that happens pretty early on. And then the one son, Caleb, he is mute. I guess they never really go into detail. I think they said at the end, but I was speed reading because I was like, I'm ready to be done. I'm traumatized. I want to wash my eyes out, you know. And so Caleb is a mute from like some sort of trauma. He can physically speak if he chose to. He can hear. But for some reason he acts like a child or something. Like he has temper tantrums, sort of like a wild man. So like the untamed, like Tarzan sort of archetype sort of thing, you know, dangerous, but maybe my love for him can, you know, make him whatever. So there's that, and there's an attempted rape, I would call it, with Caleb and our heroine, Tiernan. I mean, yeah, she says stop a lot, and he doesn't. I mean, he stops at the end, but yeah, that's like attempted rape when you're taking underwear off of someone that says stop. No. So, yeah, that was, my goodness. And then they get snowed in, but there's a whole thing about her making sure she has her birth control. And, yeah, so she's on her, she makes sure she stocks up on months of birth control, and they stock up on condoms. I'm thinking, they both sort of know what's going on. Now, I know birth control isn't just used for contraceptive. It's, you know, a lot of things. So don't get in your head that it's just for a contraceptive. Birth control is used for many other things. I know some people have gone on it just for the benefits with their acne. But, so yeah, don't get in your head that women needing birth control is just for, to like not have a child or whatever. It's can be used for many, many things because the female body is unique AF, to say the least. So, yeah, they stock up on condoms. She stocks up on birth control. They don't say if they stock up on Cheetos and dip. I would assume they would get some Cheetos or something because, I don't know. It was a wild ride that I didn't want to be on. It was, oh gosh. The plot seemed to have just been waiting for her 18th birthday so that it could be printed, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there was some mystery to some stuff. I didn't really care that much about the mystery. I wanted to be done with the book. I finished it. I'm proud of myself for finishing the book. It was long, 470 pages. And it was a slow, acidic burn. It was a slow burn that I was ready to be done with. So yeah, there's lots of crazy stuff. She hooks up with her step uncle. She hooks up with her step cousins, and there's scenes with the brothers with her at the same time, and they're full-blooded brothers. So yeah. I don't remember, honestly, if there was a scene with the father and the son. You know, I don't think there was. I don't know if you can write that. I don't know. I didn't know you could write about two brothers at once, but whatever. So if you're, like, into Cal and Nate Jacobs and the other brother, I don't know what his name is, from, like, Euphoria, maybe you like this story. Was it spicy? It was on a 6, because, I mean, it had some crazy stuff. But it wasn't the kind of spice that I enjoy. It was just sort of that, like, erotic spice. It was just sort of like descriptive words to get you going. But if you're not wanting to go anywhere, it's sort of a stalled ride. So yeah, it's spicy as heck. It's a 6 on the spice because, I mean, there's some stuff I didn't know you could even write and publish and buy that was in this book. Yeah, lots of thoughts, lots of my teacher in high school would say, any thoughts, comments, or emotional outbursts? Well, that's an outburst. Oh my goodness, this was interesting book to say the least. Has to be one of the most unique books I've ever read. This is definitely up there with The Claiming a Sleeping Beauty by Anne Rice. So there you go. So yeah, that was my sort of semi-review, reader beware, reader check your knowledge of if you want to read it or not sort of thing. But Yeah, my Goodreads rating was a 2.5 that I rounded up to a 3. I did finish it. The idea of Tiernan being the child of a celebrity was interesting. The town was interesting. The Snowden thing was interesting. I would have been more okay if it had been like the step uncle character was not the step uncle, but was like the best friend of her dad that she never met. Like he was the best man at her father and mother's wedding, but she never met him. And like those were his. I don't know. It's funky. If you're wanting to read Credence by Penelope Douglas, check your warnings. Check if you're okay with any of it. Check if you think you would finish it. But yeah, that's my review. Hopefully, it was okay. If you've read this book, let me know. Yeah, I know a lot of people have been reading Birthday Girl by Penelope Douglas as well, but I think it's sort of the same plot where she's like 17 and 9/10, almost to 18, and then it's like, woohoo, you can be with the neighbor or whatever. I don't know, but I'm not really into the whole Lolita thing. I don't know, not my cup of tea, but it might be for someone else. You never know. If you're wanting a good spicy taboo, mountain men, isolation, think of Stephen King's Misery, but funky and and taboo romance angst. This might be for you. So yeah, hopefully this review was okay. And don't forget to like, subscribe, as well as comment. You can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Southern Bel Canto. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. If you've read this book, let me know. If there's other books by Penelope Douglas that you liked more, or if I'm like too hypercritical of this book, let me know too. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, everyone.